Okay, the next story we're going to talk about is A Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry. And Lorraine Hansberry, at the time, was a young playwright, and her words were so profound. Her play was so profound. She was the first African American to have her play on Broadway. Of course, this is the 1950s. So, um, that it wasn't the norm that everyone would have their play on Broadway, but her play dealt with so many different social issues um, that, opened up the doors for so many other things at the time. Okay. So, what is A Raisin in the Sun about? Well, A Raisin in the Sun is about an African American family living in Chicago in the 1950s, and they live in this apartment building. And in this apartment building, there are other families, other African American families that live there. They stay in a one-bedroom apartment, okay, and all of the families in this building share the bathroom, okay. And so what ends up happening, how the story opens up, is Walter Lee is the father, and Walter Lee has passed, and they're waiting for the insurance check from the company. We know a lot of times when people pass, they have insurance, so they're waiting on the insurance check. And when they get the insurance check, the check is for $10,000. Now, remember, this is the 1950s. Okay. So, with this $10,000, the mother, which is Lena Younger, she wants to take a portion of the money and she wants to buy a home. But she wants to buy a home in a white suburban area, which also causes another issue because, like I said, this is the 1950s, and we haven't quite dealt, of course, with integration, especially integration into different neighborhoods. But yet, Walter Lee wants to take that money and he wants to invest in a liquor business. He feels that, the way to go is to invest in a business and this will be an ongoing income. Okay. The mother and Walter Lee clash on what to do with the funds because the mother, she wants to get a home for her family. And she also wants to put aside money for her daughter, Benitha, who wants to go to medical school, who's in medical school. Okay. And there's another character, Ruth, which is Walter Lee's wife, who also wants to to move into a new home because her and Walter Lee, they have a son and they want him to grow up in a different environment. Okay. So that is A Raisin in the Sun. That is one of the plays that you will see in its entirety. It is a great play. Even today, they got two different versions of it. The first version, of course, is with Sidney Poitier and all of those amazing characters. And the latest version is with Felicia Rashad. But both versions are great, and it is a story still significant of today, dealing with social issues. The last play that we're going to talk about is You Can't Take It With You. Okay, You Can't Take It With You by Hart and Kaufman, Miles Hart and Kaufman. Well, what is this play basically based on? This play is about an eccentric family called the Sycamore family. And the Sycamore family, they have crazy habits like the uncle does fireworks in the basement. The grandfather has never paid income tax. The mother is writing an erotic play. The sister has been a ballerina and she really hasn't progressed. And there are some other characters in there that have some strange things or ways of doing things. The only normal person in this whole play is Alice Sycamore. Alice. Okay, well, the problem evolves is when Alice is scared to bring home her fiance, Tony Kirby. Tony Kirby comes from a wealthy, snobbish family, and she does not know how her fiance is going to react to her eccentric family.